So hi guys, it's Gemini Jim back again like I never left, this time with a public sneak peek of the BOGO deals from March 11th through March 17th. So a decent coming up week like this last week was. But before I get into the BOGO deals, I did do a transaction. So let's go ahead and jump into that transaction that I did. So guys, I grabbed the quilted northern. They are buy one get one free at $7.99. Now I grabbed three because I live in Georgia, half BOGO state. So my will bring up half price. So three of them at $7.99 would come to $23.97, but since they're BOGO, they're gonna come up to $11.98. However, we have a 5 off 20 digital coupon, which will come off because the real price is $23.97, even though it's gonna ring up for $11.98 because the register looks at it like that. So I'm taking off that $5 digital, leaves me to pay $6.98. I did the Clorox deal again, guys. This is a good stock up. So I grabbed the Clorox cleanser at $5.19 and grabbed the Clorox toilet bowl cleaner at $3.49. That total would be $8.68 for those. Then we have the 2 off 2 Clorox digital. So since we get the toilet bowl cleaner for free, and that $2 digital is gonna come off, $5.49 is gonna come off, leaving me to pay $3.19. Now, thanks to couponing with Star, I grabbed the Nora pasta size. They are $136, buy one get one free. Now I did grab two at $136 and use that $2.50 off two digital that did come off, even though it says you have to buy the chicken, but you do not. So that gave me $1.14 in overage that I used for, my transaction with the Quilted Northern and the Clorox. So didn't get the chicken, but let's go ahead and jump into the receipt for it. So hi guys, let me jump into this transaction that I did after I did the sneak peek BOGO ads. So this is for the week. Today is March 8th. So this is not for March 11th through the 17th. So this is just a deal that I did right after I did the BOGO deals. But let's go ahead and jump into the transaction that I got into. So I did the Quilted Northern, the Clorox and Nora. So here is the receipt. So the Quilted Northerns were $7.99. So I did grab three. The promotion took off $4 each. I did the Clorox, the toilet bowl cleanser is $3.49. The stain fighting bleach gel was $5.19. Then I did the Nora chicken sides, the pasta sides, y'all, and they were $136. So the Clorox toilet bowl cleanser was automatically gonna come off because it's buy the cleanser, get the toilet bowl cleaner for free, so it took off that $3.49. I had a $2.50 off too for the Nora pasta sides. The digital did come off, even though it says you have to buy chicken, but I did not. Then the 2 off 2 Clorox coupon did come off. And then the Georgia Pacific, that's the 5 off 20 for the Quilted Northern, and that came off because it would be $23.97, even though it rang up half price at $11.98 because of the BOGO. So my subtotal is $903. After tax, it was $1027. I had $9.50 in coupons, $16.84 in special savings. Y'all, if I would have got all this without no promotions, no coupons, no BOGO, it would have been $35.37. So yeah, end up coming from $35.97 to $903 to get stocked up on more stuff. I'll take it. But let's go ahead and jump into the BOGO sneak peek. Okay, guys, so this is where the deal starting on March 11th will start. So this is for next week. The deal I just did this week. So first we have a skinny pop popcorn at 4.49 at my store, so I can grab one at 2.24. For those, next we have the Betty Crocker fruit snacks, the 6 to 10 counts. I saw some for 3.29, so I could grab one at 1.64, as well as the Annie Bunny fruit snacks. They are 6.79. Grabbing one would be 3.39. We got the Wise potato chips. They are 4.79. Grabbing one would be 2.39 for those. Then we have the Hershey's candy bars, the 6 count. These are 8.99. So grabbing one would be 4.49. I'm believing all the Hershey's candy bars are going to be included with those. Next we have Nerds gummy clusters. These are 8 to 15.6 ounces. So we got the Starburst, the Lifesavers. We also have Trolley, Skittles, Trolley, and lemon heads, I believe, but they are 5.99. So grabbing one would be 2.99. There's actually some for 5.59, so they would be 2.79 if y'all want to grab those. Next, the High Chew 12.7 ounce. They are 7.49. So grabbing one would be 3.74. The Sanders chocolates, the 7 ounce pouch, 7.49. Once again, 3.74 for BOGO. The Tostitos tortilla chips are 5.49. So they would be 2.74 for one. Then we have the cookie pop popcorn at 4.79. So grabbing one would be 2.39 for those. Next we have the Pringles at my store are 2.59. So you can grab one at 1.29. But I'm seeing this is saying we're gonna have a coupon, or we should have this coupon. It says 3 off 4. So if you get four at 10.38, but you divide it, or 10.36, but they're gonna be BOGOs, so they'll ring up for 5.18. Take off that $3. It should be 2.18, right, guys? I think that's a good deal. So might be getting some Pringles. Next, we have the Cape Cod chips. They are 5.29. So grabbing one would be 2.64 for those. And then I head over to the cookie house. So the Chips Ahoy, the 7 to 13 ounces, are going to be 3.78. So grabbing one would be 1.89. I was looking, I did see some coupons for 1 off 2. So you could get two for 3.78 and get it for 2.78 after the coupon. Next, the Keebler family size. They're going to be, the cheapest I saw was 5.49. So grabbing one would be 2.74. Back to Nature nuts are 7.89. So grabbing one would be 3.94. We have Fortman, the cookies and the wafers are at my store 3.99. So grabbing one would be 1.99 for those. Then we have Quaker Rice Crisps. They are 5.19 at my store. So grabbing one would be 2.59. Then we also have the Ritz Toasted Chips, the 7 to 13 ounce at my store, 4.99. So grabbing one would be 2.49. And the premium saltines, the 9 to 17 ounce, are back 4.29 at my store. So grabbing one would be 2.14 for those. Now going back to the household deals, because Publix said we still not clean enough. So the the Lysol laundry sanitizer is 8.29, one at 4.14. The Lysol disinfecting wipes are going to be back at 5.28, grabbing one for 2.64. We also have the Lysol air sanitizer, the 10 ounce, they're 7.99. So grabbing one would be 3.99. And y'all, the Clorox toilet cleaner deal will still be going on. So if y'all haven't gotten it yet, guess you can go ahead and do this for the week coming up. So I think that coupon is still going to be valid. So yeah, go ahead and grab that deal. That is a great deal in my opinion. So I think I'll probably do it again next week. Next, the OxyClean, the stain remover, the 45 ounce at my store is $9.99. So grabbing one would be $4.49. For those, we have OxyClean mold and mildew bathroom stain remover, the shower guard shower cleaner, the foamtastic bathroom cleaners. They're all $5.49. So grabbing one would be $2.74. We have our True Earth laundry detergents. Y'all, they are $14.99. Remember, they are the 32 count. They're $14.99, so grabbing one would be $7.49. We also have the True Earth fabric softener. The 50 count box is $8.99, so grabbing one would be $4.49. The pink stuff cleaners are $5.49, so grabbing one would be $2.74 for those. We have spray away glass cleaners, the 19 ounce at $4.09. So grabbing one would be $2.04 for those. We got scrubbing bubbles bathroom cleaners, the 20 ounce are going to be $4.99. So grabbing one would be $2.49. Y'all, bug season is starting, so y'all know how it goes. The stem starter kit at my store is $36.99, so grabbing one would be $18.49. Then we have the stem light trap. They are $19.99, so grabbing one would be $9.99. And then the stem zapper is $25.99, so grabbing one would be $12.99. I'm not sure if the cheaper products are going to be included or not. The Jet Dry Rinse Aid, the 16 ounce, is out at my store, but they are $10.49, so grabbing one would be $5.24. Then the Finish dishwasher detergent, I know the 21 count, the 27 and 32 count, $10.99, so grabbing one would be $5.49. I do believe we still have a coupon for that. Palmolive 32 ounce is going to be back. Once again, they are $4.99. Grab one at $2.49 at my store. So next we have the McCain's, the potatoes, the fries, the hash browns, the onion rings, all at my store are $5.49. So grabbing one would be $2.74. I still have plenty of the Orada fries, y'all. So next we have the Bird's Eye Voila Meals, the 21 ounce bag at my store $4.99. So grabbing one would be $2.49 for those. Then we're going to head over to the Gordon's shrimp and the Gordon's fish sticks. Now the Gordon's shrimp are $9.49, so they would be $4.74 for one. And some of the fish sticks, the 8 to 14 ounce, I saw some for $6.29, so grabbing one would be $3.14. Then we have the Legacy Foods, the skillet meals, the 21 ounce package. I just saw shrimp Alfredo and shrimp and grits, but they are $12.69, so one at $6.34. We have the Sandwich Brothers snack sandwiches, the 15 ounce. They are $6.99, so grabbing one would be $3.49. We're getting Red Baron pizzas, $4.99, so grabbing one would come up to $2.49. Then we also have Elio's pizza. I actually do like these little things. They're great for lunches, but they're $5.49, so grabbing one would be $2.74. We have the Scott and John's seafood entrees, the 8 or 9.6 ounce. The cheapest at my store is $4.99, so grabbing one would be $2.49. We have the New York bakery products. You know, we got the ciabatta rolls, the Texas toast, the breadsticks, the garlic knots. Now the cheapest I saw is $3.39, so grabbing that Texas toast would be $1.69. For those, we have Pillsbury toaster strudel pastries. They are $3.49, so grabbing one would be $1.74. We also have the toaster scramblers at $3.65, so grabbing one would be $1.82. Now the Jimmy Dean pancake and sausage on a stick, the 30 ounce, are $9.99, so grabbing one would be $4.49. We got Ben and Jerry's. The one paints are $6.99, so grabbing one would be $3.49. We have Klondike ice cream sandwiches. They are $4.99, so grabbing one would be $2.49 for those. Then the Mamochi ice cream at my store, they are $5.99, so grabbing one would be $2.99 for those. Next, the Edie's ice cream, the 1.5 quart, $6.79, so grabbing one would be $3.39. We also have Haagen-Dazs, they say ice cream bars and cones, but I just saw the bars. They're $6.59, so grabbing one would be $3.29. The Lily toaster grill sandwiches, $4.59, so grabbing one would be $2.29. We also have purple carrot, these plant-based bowls at $4.79, so grabbing one would be $2.39 for those. We also have the Jack Links jerky. They are $8.99, so grabbing one would be $4.49 for those. Pillsbury is back. The rolls, the crescents are $3.29, so grabbing one would be $1.64. We have Kerrygold pure Irish butter, the 7.5 or 8 ounce. At my store is $5.99, so grabbing one would be $2.99 for those. We have the Country Crock plant-based sticks. They are $5.79, so grabbing one would be $2.89 for those. Next, we have the Planet Oats creamer, the 32 ounce. They're $4.49, so grabbing one would be $2.24. The Califia Farms is back. Now we have the almond and the coconut milks at $4.89, so grabbing one would be $2.44. The oat milk is actually $4.99. The Califia Farm coffee creamer is $5.99. I mean, the cold brew are $5.99, so grabbing one would be $2.99. We have the Cabot cheese bars at $4.16, so grabbing one would be $2.08. We also have the Cabot shredded cheese at $4.99, so grabbing one would be $2.49 for those. We have Laughing Cow cheese wedges. This is spreadable cheese. They are $4.19, so grabbing one would be $2.09. Now we have these Disney Princess string cheese. We got the Disney Princess, the SpongeBob, the Paw Patrol, even Teenage Ninja Turtles. They are $5.69, so grabbing one would be $2.84 for those. We have Smithfield bacon. The cheapest at my store is $7.68. So grabbing one would be $3.84. I was looking for that one with hot honey. I actually like that, but I didn't see it. Next we have the Smithfield sausage patties. They are $4.99 at my store, so grabbing one would be $2.49. Then we have these Beyond products. Beyond burgers, those are the cheapest, I believe, but they range from like $7.99 to $9.99. So if you get the like the chicken pieces, it'll be $4.99 if you grab one. All of those. Next, we have the Tyson, the 20 to 22 ounce packages. So we got the chicken bites, the strips, the tenders, the diced chicken. Now the cheapest I saw are $10.43. So grabbing one would be $5.21. Our Springer Mountain Farms chicken breast strips, 8 ounce are back. They are $4.99. So grabbing one would be $2.49. Check out my recipe that I did. Next, we did the Purdue. We're going to have the Purdue boneless, skinless chicken breast. Different prices. If you want to stock up on some chicken, the Purdue, the skinless breasts are going to be BOGO for next week. The Publix shrimp scampi, the coconut, the Cajun, the butterfly 12 ounce boxes are $12.99. So grabbing one would be $6.49. Then, y'all, we have Publix pork Boston butt roast, the shoulder blades steaks, the Publix shoulder country style ribs, the whole shoulder. These are also going to be buy one get one. So it's just a whole cornucopia of these items if you want to get stocked up on those. Next, we have the bonsai pasta. At my store is $2.79, so grabbing one would be $1.39. We have the Prego Italian sauce at $2.79, so once again, grabbing one would be $1.39. We have the ranzani pasta at $1.99, so grabbing one would be 99 cents for those. Then we have Kraft mac and cheese. So it says 7.6 to 9.56 ounce. So that includes the ones that are 129. So grabbing one would be 64 cents. Then we have the Heinz ketchup, the 29.5 to 32 ounce. Now the cheapest I saw in my store, I actually found one for $6.69. So grabbing one would be $3.34. And y'all remember stocking spree? Then we have Green Giant 4-pack vegetables. They are $5.99. So grabbing one would be $2.99. Next, y'all, we have Spam. Does anybody eat Spam? I can't do Spam. But they are the 12-ounce cans. They're $4.59. Grabbing one would be $2.29. And I was just thinking, y'all, I just watched Misery, and remember she put Spam in her meatloaf. So yeah. Next we have the Crystal Light drink mix, the 5 to 10 counts, for $4.19. So grabbing one would be $2.09. Then we have the Mio water enhancers. They are $4.15. So grabbing one would be $2.07. Then we have the Mexicana sauces. Uh, They're $4.99, but I did see some at $4.49, so that would be $2.24 for one. The Columbus Charcuterie Trio is going to be $12.99, so grabbing one would be $6.49. We have the Light Air popcorn, the 4-ounce. These are found in the deli. They are $4.49, so grabbing one would be $2.24. And then we have the Kerry Gold cheese, the 7 ounces. They are on sale this week, but looking seeing regular prices $7.49. So grabbing one would be $3.74 if you want to add that to your charcuterie board if you want to do one. Then we have Lighthouse dressing at $5.29. So grabbing one would be $2.64. So if y'all like the video, like the video. Tell me what deals you're excited about. I'm kind of excited about the Pringles and the Clorox again, honestly. If you haven't subscribed, you must not be trying to save. And guys, I will be sure to see you guys in the next video. Bye!